Welcome to another live stream from Kind to Go. In this live stream, we're going to quickly go through the printing quality of the Enter 7 so far. In the last live stream we put together, we did a leveling print to level it out, and the bed was level. And what I've done now, since then, I've been doing a couple of test prints. Excuse the noise, because we have this bunny being printed here. I've left it as late as possible, so hopefully in about 2 or 3 minutes the ears will be finished and the bunny will be printed. This is a test print that comes on the SD card, and this actually takes so far 3.5 hours, which is quite a big print. Normally you print the small bunny, which is about 10-20 minutes or something like that. So we're going to have a look at the quality of this and see what it's turned out like. Now, I have printed some parts already, and the first thing I have done is printed a bunny twice. The first time I printed it, there was issues with the infill. Now, this print here has a very, very dense infill, as you can see there. It doesn't need to be that dense at all, and that's why it's taken so long. And on the Ender 7 stock, the infill prints with as if it's under extrusion. The perimeters are okay, but as it speeds up for the infill, it's under extrudes. I'm not sure what that is. I can't get into the software for this just yet. I've tried front facing and tried to connect it, but I can't. So what I'm going to do, I think, if I don't get any success in the next day, I'm going to connect up my P&ID Sonic pad, which is here. That's what I was going to do anyway. I would have liked to have tried to get into the software, but for some reason I can't find the software files and I can't get into it. So if I can get it running on the Sonic pad with Clipper, at least I can change the settings for the extrusion and speeds and things manually. So I'll print that. Under extrusion is an issue, and if you can see it more on this one here, this is even worse, but I'll show you a close-up on this print finished in a couple of minutes. So there has been some rattling noises, quite a few rattling noises from the printer, and I found that this here, which goes in the back of the printer, goes in here. It's a cover which covers the screws at the back here. That places into, just clips in, and what I was finding was this here was rattling. It's loose when you put it in, and it rattles when it goes at higher speeds. In addition, also, I have lubricated all the bearings. You will find with this printer when you get it, the linear bearings, although they are linear bearings, they're completely dry. There's no grease in them at all. So first thing you need to do is remove this, grease your linear bearings. That'll bring the noise down a bit. And I've also taken the extruder cover off and put some tape between the extruder and the back plate, because when the extruder goes on with the two screws at the top, it vibrates on the bottom. It vibrates between the metal and the plastic. And another thing which vibrates is the fans. There's 2 fans on here. This fan here, and that fan there. You probably see that I have currently put some tape on the side of there to hold this plate on, because this fan rattles like mad, and so does the one on the other side. So you need to take the 2 fans off. This nozzle comes in 2 parts. Glue that together with some super glue, so you've got one nozzle in one part. Same with this one. And I've got tape on there at the moment, you can see it there, and what you need to do is, at a later stage I'm going to do it, is stick that down so it doesn't move. That's a point where you're getting a lot of noise. So this vibrates, doesn't now. If I tap that, no noise. I tap this, no noise. But if you don't put a bit of cushioning between this cover and the metal back plate where it's screwed to, you'll get a bit of noise, vibration. And also I took this complete cover off completely, and it is a little bit quiet when you take the cover right off. I didn't want to leave it off, but I put it back on, screwed it down as tight as I can. So if you do them couple of things, it will make your printer a little bit quieter, because people have said this printer's noisy, and I would have to agree with them. It is quite noisy, but I think if you do these small things, it'll make it a lot better. So we finished the print. There it is. And I have noticed this print bed here is really good. It sticks really well, so we're going to let that cool down before we remove it, because I don't think I'll be able to get that off. It's solid. Got a little bit of stringing on here, a little bit of stringing happening on there. It's just probably down to the temperature of the filament, I guess. Extruder. And let me show you some of the quality of the prints. So here is the under extrusion problem we are getting. This is you will see that in the middle it's under extruded. It's hard to see, I think. There, I think you can see it there. You can see here where it hasn't bridged across properly, and that happens all the way through the print. That does, it's not good. So under extrusion problem, and I'll try and sort that out once I get it get clipper on the sonic pad on it. What I have done, because that was an issue, I went to Prusa Slicer, and I created a profile on here. If you go to Prusa Slicer, you will see, if you go to configuration wizard, you should find in here Creality. There's a printer setting already in here, printer profile already in here, and here it is for the Ender 7. I loaded this profile in on there on my Prusa Slicer, and once I loaded that in, it came up with this is the bed, what it looks like, and I made a small cube, and this is the quality from Prusa Slicer. So there we have the infill there, and as you can see, the infill is a lot better. So I think it's just a profile thing more than anything. That was the first one I did, and the walls are very good, I think. There's no issue with this quality. Just, it's not the best to see, but it's good. Here is a cube I printed, this whole cube complete. I had a few issues on the bottom while I was turning the temperature down, but that looks really good. So it's not too bad, to be honest. Stock, it will get you printing, but it's not perfect. And also there's a bit of on here, the flow control is not 100% correct, because when it gets to the long end of the line, There's no pressure advanced setting or anything being used, I don't think, because let's see. You can see at the end of each row where it changes direction. Let me see if I can tune that in a little bit better. You can see the over extrusion right at the end of every runner line. And that's because the pressure advanced settings probably not being set properly, or it's over extruding, which I will sort out once I get it working on the Sonic pad. But everything else looks okay. Base layer looks perfect. It sticks very well. This bed is really good for adhesion. Too good, I would say. So I put a bit of glue stick on this one so I can release it, hopefully, because I don't want to damage the bed. So there's another one that I did with Prusa slicer. So when I get this one off here, what I'm going to do, just for our final test, I'm going to modify this one so I can print this with one perimeter and no infill. And I want to see if it does a better job. Make it 0 top layers. Infill I'm going to put to 0. And I want to print an empty box basically. So I'm going to slice this. There's an empty box there, so we'll see how this prints. I'm going to do that now because if I can get this off here, that's still solid and I can't move it. So I'm going to have a bit of a problem with that. So here on the under 7, there's a little place for the SD card inside. SD card goes in this adapter here, and if it runs to there, we're just going to load up this file. I just want to take this off. I'm going to quickly print that. It should only take a couple of minutes. So we're going to export it. I'm going to call it test. Save it. Export it. And now we've saved it to the SD card. I'm going to put that printer back into the SD slot like that. I'm going to try and get this off here. Could be enough. Will it go or will it not? That really good fit, good tight base. So there's the base, which is not too bad, I think. And the quality of that is, to me, reasonable for the price of it. Remember, this is only when it costs £200. It's not an expensive printer. I have printers that do worse than this, and they're more expensive. I don't think you'll have any major problems. The main thing is the vibration. If you can put up with the vibration, the noise, and do the little things I've said, like put grease on the bearings and tighten up the covers, make sure there's nothing on it, I think it should have no problem. Top here is pretty good. It's not perfect, but that could be down to filament. Might not be the actual printer, that could be just filament doing that. The bottom part is even better. So yeah, that's enough of the bunny. That took 3.5 hours to print, believe it or not. Bit of a waste of filament, but so we're now going to print that test cube. So I'm curious to see what it prints like. And Sonic pad we're going to plug in later. While we're here, I'll show you this part of the back. Get this one. So I was saying before, this is the cover that goes down the back. There's 8 screws down here that holds the base on, and this goes over the top. It's not screwed down, but there is provision for 2 screws here to screw it down. One is there, that hole there, and there's one on the other side as well. But they don't give you any screws to screw it down. So if you want to put this on, get 2 little self-tapping screws to screw into there to hold it down. Now, this should come up to the top. It should level itself. Let's see what it's doing now. I'm going to put this up here for a moment. See how it prints a single square, an empty cube, and then following that, there's not much else I can do with it. It prints it, not too bad. It's a little bit noisy, but you can get around that. These motors on the back for the X and Y axis, they go up to about 60 degrees while it's running. They get quite hot. That's the motor on the back. That motor there, and that motor there. Get really hot when it's running. The extruder is quite cool. It has got a fan on it, but again, I don't think it needs the fan because it doesn't get hot at all. I'll put that down there. When I get the sonic pad connected, I'm going to probably take this whole extruder off here and replace it for an E3D V6 direct drive. The same as I've done, well, be better than the Ender 2 Pro that I've got. So it's starting to print already. It's doing the prime line. Now it's going to hopefully do that square. As you can see, it's not very noisy now. I don't know whether you can hear it, but there's not a lot of noise coming from the machine now. It's only when you speed it up. Anything up to about 80 millimeters per second, it's quiet. It's not too bad. When you go above that, you're going to get noise. But I'd rather have quality rather than speed, personally. And that's why I'm trying to get this one set to quality. Because I've got plenty of time. So now it's printing that and do the base layer. Once it's done this, we'll check it. Put all this rubbish away that we have, all these things we've printed. Stick them in the bin. So doing the base layer now, we'll see what the first layer is like. And it's only slow at the moment. Look at that. What we'll do, once we've taken the square cube out of here, this empty cube, we'll measure the dimensions of it. And the dimensions of it should be 19.9. Actually 19.9. I should have made that a 20 millimeter cube, but according to into this, it's 19.9, which is that figure there. So we'll measure it. Like it's going quite slow. Probably because the first, it's an outer perimeter. I've got the outer perimeters on slow. Speed by second. So it's set to go at 75% of that, so really slow. but still it shouldn't take long. I'm also going to check the wall thickness as well. Wall thickness should be, we look at the layers and printers. We go try and find the extrusion width for the wall should be for each wall printer 0.45. So we should be able to measure that with these as well. We'll have to see it. If that's good, then it will be stopped, and then I will be changing it over to the Sonic pad, because I don't think I like not being able to change any of the settings on the machine. I want to fiddle with it and set it up and get the speed right and the flows right and everything else. And what the plan is. This is going to take probably a few minutes. So another thing I did as well, when this was running a bit late before, I took some temperature measurements, some infrared pictures. See if I can get in there for it. Here's the flare images from the unit when it was running, and hopefully you'll be able to see this. This will show you the temperatures. So if I go to here and I go to, this is a Unity Pro flare camera. Show you it's there. Focus. Not sure if you'll be able to see this, but let's have a look. Not very well. No, you can't see it, which is a shame. Where's the motors? If I could find the motors on here. I think it's this one here. So here's a picture of the motors. Very hard to see, but it's not right color. But there's one of the motors there, and the other motors on the side. And the temperature then was 56 degrees. Bed was 63. The bed was 63. That was the extruder motor, which was 39 degrees. And that was the motor on the back, on the rear, the right hand motor, which was at 60 degrees. And that was the other motor, which was the Y. So the X and Y motors were at 57 degrees or thereabouts, which is quite hot. But they're designed to run hot. Shouldn't be an issue with them. I'm not really bothered about that. And the bed was quite consistently heat all the way around, 65, 60 degrees. So the bed's good. I was going to put some insulation on the bottom of the bed where they misted out. If you look under here, they've been a bit stingy on the insulation here. The insulation that ends there, and I might still do it, put a bit more insulation on this part here, just to keep the heating a bit better. So our fuel is being formed, as you can see. I'm going to stop that any second. No, I can't stop it because I need to get the height of it as well. Very slow, but slow you print, the better the print's going to be. See? Let's turn this off. Very, very handy device to have this. It's a flare imager. And the prints and things, you can get temperature novels. The bed to make sure you've got an even print temp on the bed, and if you've got any electronic equipment that's got any issues, you can see on the circuit board where the problems are. But yeah, it's a nice piece of kit. This is good, you know. As I say, this bed here, it sticks really well in under 7. Too well, I'd say. So put a little bit of glue stick on, just to make it easier for you to release the print. And we had some issues with that. I didn't damage the bed, but it wasn't far off damaging the bed. So this is nearly there. I found that people have said that the bed will flex, because this is a cantilever style printer, which means that this is the z-axis is here, and this here is the support for the piece of bed. Now, this apparently, what people are saying, this will move down and up and flex, but it's so solid there. I've never seen any flexing there and there that I'm doing. That's pretty solid. And if you adjust the bearings on the back, hard to see that. I need a bit more length. So as you can see, that's the anti-backlash nuts. But these roller bearings here, if they are very well adjusted and they're tight, going up and down here, and this angle piece is installed and it's all solid on every single bolt down there, there's no way this should be able to flex. So, and you'd have to have a lot of weight on that bed to make it flex. If you were printing something that weighs 2 or 3 kilos, 2 kilos of print, which is quite a big object, then you might have a little tiny bit of deflection. But even if you deflect this about, let's say, 0.5 millimeter or 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter deflection over that much distance is not a lot, I don't think, to be honest. I wouldn't worry too much about the deflection of this at all, personally. Not for what I print. And for generally, most people are going to buy this, are going to just want to print to plug in and go, which it will do. It's not the best of printers, but it will be once we've modified it and tinkered with it and done a few more mods. And that's why I like reality printers, because you buy them and you make them the way you want them to be. And that extruder that's on there, I can say, is going to come off. And I might even take this cover off here and put some sort of different cover in the outside. If you tap this, it vibrates, it resonates. So, and you want to get rid of all that. Doesn't help. See how we're getting on with our tube. There's the tube. It'll be interesting to see how accurate this is. We're looking to fit between 19 point, like 20, 19 point something. Should be 19.9, so if you have to fraction into 20 millimeters. So now it's 76%. This I'm going to have to put away. I might not install that, I might need to have it. So yeah, this is what I'm going to put on it. This is the Create Sonic pad, and I haven't set it up yet for the Ender 7. I don't know if the Ender 7 should be in here, I'm not sure. Let's have a look, see if it's in here, because I'm not sure. It should be on here. I know it's a printer they don't make anymore, but they should support it on this device. I think they do. I'll have a look now and see if they do. If they do, later on this evening, I'll probably swap it over, see if I can get it running. You might have to have a printer plugged in there before it starts up. I don't know. I've never started up without a printer there. I think it was about 150 UK pounds or something like that. So here we are. I go to pick printer here, and I'm looking for an Ender 7. I'm going to go add printer. I'm going to stick it onto this port here, which is this one here, I think. And I'm going to go for the Ender 7. And it has got an Ender 7 on there. There it is. So there's the Ender 7. So I think I'm going to definitely set this up on this one, see how it goes. But that'll be for later on. So this is now finished its print. We're going to look at this, see what it's like. Take it off here first. So there is the print. It looks pretty darn good, actually. Let's see. So there it is. There's the print. Let's see if I can get a light on it. All right, it's a very, very good print. That's all I can say. Should be at that speed. There's not a mark on it. You can see that there. Looks pretty good. So yeah, the printing is pretty good if you're going slow. Let's see for dimensions wise. If I measure this, we're looking for a fraction under 20. And let's say that is a fraction under 20. Actually 19.9 something, which is pretty good. And that one is that measurement there. So I'd say it's perfectly dimensionally wise. Very accurate. So I'm going to leave it there, and in the next stream I might have the Sonic pad connected to it, because I think it prints okay. Nothing majorly wrong apart from the can't get into the software to do any changes to it. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video, and hopefully we'll have some success with the Sonic pad connected to the Ender 7. Have a good weekend. Bye for now.